One of the things that I talk about a lot in the world is, why do I have a different last name than my dad? Well, there's this curse called butt luck. I just spent $400 getting my sister's Kia tuned up, got the spark plugs changed, got the filters changed, everything. Day after, the check engine light comes on. It doesn't matter if I change my name to Little Timmy, the BJ Queen of Tuscatoon. Butt luck is never going to escape this family. It's just part of who we are. It's nice getting into the Kia every morning and thinking about my little sister and all the good things she's doing and all the people she's saving and all the lives she's touching. Just kind of like whenever I put on my shoes to get up, get out there and get doing my good deeds, I think of my stepmom and I think of my dad. And I've been thinking about my dad so much these last months. And I don't want to be depressed anymore. I don't want to be sad anymore. I want to do him proud and do what I do best. And that's bring smiles and kindness to the world, the people that need it most. Hopefully today, via the power of text messages and the internet, I'll be able to do that to my dad too. Heck, he might not be able to talk so well, but I still bet he can laugh and he can chuckle. Nothing wrong with that. It's never too late for a good laugh. Good news. I talked to a guy named Dennis at JJ's Auto. False alarm, should not be any big repairs for my sister's Kia. With the Mr. Gurr license plate, I've been talking a lot lately about leaving the Mr. Gurr name behind and focusing on kindness. You know, anger is in the genes. And Garrison, he's got some anger. And Gabe, man, he gave me a beating last night when it was 9:30, and I said, hey, no more snacks. Boof, boof, boof. Hey, you take your punches. That's what life's all about. You just smile and get back up and let life know you're not stopping me. Not today. Now, I think I'm going to go to the park, drink a little coffee, get some steps, pick up a lot of trash because there were just a mountain of kids there. I got my t-shirt on. Let me see if I can do this. Is that working? Can you see that? I've been putting up this sign around town, and there's several other businesses now that are interested in having a sign that says kindness has no limits on it, on their property. So that makes me very, very excited because, well, anger has its uses. No doubt about that. But so does kindness. First piece of garbage of the day. It feels good to have a use in life. I think that's part of being a man. And, well, it seems my role these days is walking around Washington Park, picking up all the litter that everybody leaves behind. But on my way there, I stop here to pay respects. There was a homeless Marine named Keith that I befriended in 2024, and man, did I talk to him a lot about my dad. Like, Keith was in his 70s and could still do pull-ups, and I said, man, you would love my dad. My dad is a beast. You know, he's pushing near 80. He's working out every day, putting me to shame. Up early, getting into the steps, hitting the gym. Had a lot of good times talking to Keith, who also served in Vietnam. So it was a very, very brief friendship, but it was powerful. And I felt like, hey, Dad was with me every second of the day. I was talking to Keith right there, kind of listening in. So I've done some research on the internet about Vietnam veterans that served extra tours so that their younger siblings didn't have to serve in the war. And there's other documented cases of that on the internet, and there's this one guy that's talked about in particular. Apparently, there's a guy, and I forget his name, and that's so disrespectful. I gotta chalk it up to stress, because when you're stressed, your memory sucks. I want to say it might have been Rodney. Does that sound right? But anyway, Rodney basically was in a helicopter, and the ammunition in the helicopter caught on fire and was exploding all over the place. And Rodney basically grabbed the live, burning, exploding ammunition, threw it out of the helicopter, saved everybody, and died in the process. He was doing an extra tour also for his brother. And he died. And they gave him the Medal of Honor. Well, my dad did not die. No, he lived. And he came home, and he had 2 boys and a girl. And, well, that might not be the Medal of Honor, but holy cow, my big little brother, he's an honorable dad. And, well, my little sister, she saves lives. Yeah, I know that Rodney saved a lot of lives in that helicopter. I don't know how many people are in those helicopters. I'm guessing 4, 5, 6 people. But I know for a fact my little sister is going to save a hell of a lot more people than that. So thanks for that, Dad. Thanks for that. Now, I know people are coming and seeing this memorial, and I'll tell you how I know that is because every day I walk here to pick up my garbage, I put a sticker here, and somebody keeps ripping it off and throwing it to the ground. I don't consider that disrespectful at all because, hey, they have just as much right to rip that sticker off the wall as I do to put it up. That's freedom of speech. But I wrote a letter today to the individual that keeps tearing my sticker off. I call him or her the sticker picker. This kind of looks like watermelon. And this is what it says. Hey, how's it going? They call me Gabe's dad. I used to go by Mr. Gurr. I hope you are having a good day. So I'm going to use my stickers, paste that to the wall underneath Keith's memorial. And hopefully the person that finds it opens it up, takes the $2 bill and rips everything up and leaves a bunch of trash here in front of the memorial for me to pick up. Because like I said, it's good for a man to have purpose. This is the part of the park that always has the most trash, the basketball court. Now, it's 63 degrees, it's 8:28 a.m. on June. Boom, pool passes. Hopefully Gabe and I get a lot of fun action at the swimming pool this year. He's like a celebrity there. Last Labor Day, for my Herculean feat, I jumped rope for 8 hours straight over there by the jungle gym. The Labor Day before that, I did 1,000 suicides to half court and back and 1,000 push-ups. I'm still sore just thinking about it. One of my favorite things to do here after I'm done picking up the garbage is leave inspirational poems for the young men and women of the future. I got a couple still here. It's supposed to rain tonight, so these will be gone. Poof. No more. Probably within 12 hours from now. It's boiling hot under the sun. Most people will seek out the shade. Know now before sunset has come, that is not where legends are made. If I could do it over again, I would make know now before sunset is done, because done rhymes better with sun. So hey, it doesn't have to be perfect, and that's kind of what I'm trying to show the world is be yourself, be unique. Like, there's just not a whole lot of kids that play basketball anymore. There's not a whole lot of kids that play outside, relatively speaking, compared to the kids that play video games and watch videos on the internet. And I might seem like the biggest hypocrite of all time making these videos each and every day, but it's a cautionary tale. I want people to think I'm pathetic, because why waste your life in front of a device? Why live through other people? Why watch people play football when you could play football yourself? I'm so grateful to all the times that Dad, my brother, and I played baseball, played kickball, played tennis. Not so crazy about the racquetball because we broke your legs. So sorry about that, Dad. But we had so many good memories playing with Dad as a kid. My heart is full. When I was talking to Garrison yesterday, when I lost it, when I started crying like a freaking grandma, like, is when I told him something very powerful. And it wasn't tears of sadness, it was tears of gratitude, because I am so fortunate and blessed in my life right now that I can spend as much time with my sons as they want me to. Like, Garrison's getting older, he's getting cooler, he's getting more unique, you know, and Dad's kind of old and kind of lame, and friends, well, they're much cooler than Dad. But anytime Garrison wants to do something, anytime Gabe always wants to do something, go to the pool, go to McDonald's, I'm in a position to do that. And man, am I grateful for that. Very, very grateful that I have time to spend with my boys. A wise man once said, no amount of money ever bought time or another minute of time. And I know my dad is feeling that right now. I'm very proud of him, and I'm thankful for all the memories that we made together. Read this roadmap written in chalk, a simple path to become strong. It's not an easy trail to walk. You have to admit when you're wrong. I just can't believe how clean the park has been these days. Like, the last time I came through, there was nothing to pick up. So I might just be doing a lot of walking and a lot of talking today, kind of like having a day off. My dad was always, I guess I should say, Dad, you are the hardest worker in the room. Even now in the hospital, like I told Drea how hard you are working, just breathing, getting it done, because you want more time with your family. And your eyes tell me that. And I'm very proud of you for fighting on. A lot of people just hang it up, give it up. But no, I believe you're meant to see this video. And I hope when you do, it makes you satisfied that, hey, you know what? My son's an idiot, but he's a good-hearted idiot, and that's what's important. What do we got here? I think that's fingernail polish. Hopefully that is not bull semen. Ugh. Let's put that in there. Was that the Kingpin movie where the guy was drinking cow semen? Ugh, gross. But anyway, speaking of videos and movies, I want you to point the finger at Mumsy if you watch this video and tell her with your eyes alone that it's so important that we get the family videos of our life on a format that it can be shared with grandkids, great-grandkids, great-great-great-great-great-great-grandkids. Because hopefully Garrison has 10 kids like Elon Musk. I'm putting that in the will. If Garrison wants the Van Ryken family fortune, he has to have 10 kids by the time he's 22. Or maybe 23. I haven't decided yet. I'm doing the math on that. But I was thinking of the video with Shane and Nate, you know, our cousins, and Bryce playing music, doing that music video. Remember when Bryce was playing the drums and he was so adorable, so cute, so amazing? Where was I in that video? I wasn't in that video because I was like, man, that's cringe. That's embarrassing. I don't want to be in that video. Oh my God. I was a freaking idiot. I thought I was smart, but I wasn't. I was a freaking idiot. So, man, am I sorry that I'm not in that video. I remember Grandma Mimi in that video. I could see her face. And what I remember most from that video, and this is the weirdest thing, is you were playing the guitar solo, and then you blew on your fingers because your fingers got so hot from playing that guitar. And I can close my eyes and I can see that video over and over again. But I want Garrison to see that video. I want Garrison's kids to see that video. I want to say, hey, that's your great grandpa playing the guitar. So you point at Mumsy and say, hey, we need to get this done. And I also need that spam video, because that spam video might be the greatest video ever made. I was the one doing the camera work on that, so I think, hey, I realized I have a gift that I need to share with the world, making videos about spam and garbage and sidewalk chalk and rocks. I leave sidewalk chalk here all the time for the kids, and they make such beautiful stuff. It's amazing. Sometimes kids grab the chalk and they draw penises. And when that happens, I go back home and grab my scrub brush and some water, and I clean it up. Because, hey, when you're out walking the dog, you want to see a rainbow. You don't want to see a penis. So here we go. I know there is hidden treasure deep in a hole under this stone. My strength of will beyond measure, but I'll never move it alone. You're a strong man, Dad. Strong as they come. I think I got that from you. You're our rock. It's time for me to talk about one of my big regrets in life. Something that maybe I can still take care of while I'm still living. Man, I wish I would have got that Major Morgan from the White Elephant for Christmas. Seemed kind of selfish keeping it for myself, but after I'm done doing my good deeds and picking up the park, getting all the garbage taken care of, I might go back on eBay and see if there's another Major Morgan for sale. And you can't take a xylophone with you everywhere you go. You can't take a grand piano with you everywhere you go. I know there's probably an app on a cell phone that is kind of like a xylophone where you hit little buttons, boop, 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 and it plays music just like Major Morgan. Heck, maybe they have a Major Morgan app. But it's not the same. It's not the same. Anytime I see Major Morgan for the rest of my life, you know, I'm going to think of my dad and how much I love him. And man, I was working on that song in the car and it drove my dad insane. But to be fair, Dad, karma is a biscuit, because Gabriel, well, he likes to listen to the same songs on his tablet over and over and over again. And I remember, I don't know if it was a drive to Sheboygan or not, but I think it was a drive to Sheboygan where I was working on a song. And I play that song all the time, every time I come to the park. And it turns out a very similar song was made in the future by Hans Zimmer. And it's not the exact same song, but it's close. My one regret is that I didn't stick it out with Mrs. Jones and her false teeth of just annoying horror, and find a way to endure that awful, awful noise of her false teeth so I could have learned to play the piano beautifully like my sister. It's never too late. It's never too late. And in fact, I have an accordion in my basement that was given to me by a very angry man. And someday, hopefully, I'm sitting on this bench right here after I'm done picking up my garbage, trying to learn how to play the accordion. I know you played the guitar for a while, and I'm curious to know, did you play guitar left-handed? Because I was wicked good at Guitar Hero and Rock Band, and I discovered that if I was a guitar player, I would have been a left-handed guitar player. So hopefully you can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Were you a left-handed guitar hero? No question, you're the hero, but I just want to know if you're a left-handed guitar hero or a right-handed guitar hero. I haven't been exercising much the last couple of weeks. Just been doing a lot of praying, I ain't gonna lie. So I've been using my strength for that, because I believe praying really helps. One of the questions that I'm gonna ask Grandpa Bob, because I know he's been keeping track for me, is, man, how many push-ups and how many pull-ups have I done in my life? I hope there's a scoreboard, and I hope they're keeping track, because I probably haven't done the most in the world. I think some dude named David Goggins has probably got me beat, because that guy is just absolutely crazy. But I know I'm up there. And do I want to do a pull-up today? Let's see. Can I put this anywhere? Will this stay? Maybe? All right. Got it done. Now there's a video of me doing pull-ups at the park with an octopus hat on my head, and I believe I did 28 pull-ups, which is not too shabby for an old man. But my favorite thing to do with regards to pull-ups is I do a neutral grip pull-up like so, and I have Garrison stand on my feet, and I see how many pull-ups I can do holding Garrison. And he is getting closer and closer to 100 pounds now. So it's not as easy as it used to be. When he was like 30 pounds, I could bust them things out like nobody's business. But 100 pounds is a little bit more than 30 when you're doing pull-ups, that's for sure. So hopefully we get to the park today and we can try that and see if I still got the mustard to do a pull-up with Garrison on my feet. One of my goals in life, and I hope that you've had a lot of goals in life, Dad, that you have achieved, is to do the Superman pull-up. You know, there's always these scenes in Superman where Lois Lane is standing on Clark Kent's boots as he slowly rises up into the air and flies around. Well, Drea weighs a little bit more than 100 pounds, but I would love to get strong enough one more time so that she could stand on my feet and I could slowly pull us up and do a pull-up and take us both off the earth, if just for a little bit. It's going to take a lot of effort to get that done. I'm going to have to go to the YMCA and start putting on a belt with plates around my waist again. And, you know, chances are if I really go too hard trying to accomplish that goal, I'm going to cripple myself. There was a point in time where I could have done that piece of cake. But part of getting old is knowing your limits. Bryce yells at me all the time. You dumb son of a gun. We need you. Stop doing stupid stuff. Can't help it. I can't help it. It makes me who I am. You know, if the sticker picker, you know, and his friends freaking come and get me and bludgeon me to death with rocks or bricks or sticks, hey, no regrets. It was a life well lived, and I wouldn't change that ending for anything, because, hey, every story ends. Every story ends. I don't want yours to end quite yet, Dad. I want yours to go on for as long as you want it to. I hope that there are still goals that you have. Even now, you know, when you can see the finish line right there. If there is a goal that you have, I want you to tell us. We'll get the dry erase markers, whatever. We'll do the freaking Ouija board, whatever it takes. If you have a goal that you have in your heart that you want to do, your family, your boys and your daughter will find a way to get it done. The park is looking pretty clean. I got a little bit of a late start today. Usually I like to get here early before people come because, hey, when you're a big man with a stocking cap walking around the park in the middle of the summertime, makes people nervous. I have to wear the hat, otherwise my head gets sunburned and turned into bacon bits. But there was one mom, and I can see her over there by that big tree with her little girl. And I walked by and smiled and said hello, and they said hello back, and the little girl smiled at me. And it was a friendly exchange, and we started talking about how awesome the sidewalk chalk is at the park today. I love leaving sidewalk chalk around as much as I love picking up litter. There's a lot of good stuff at Washington Park left behind in sidewalk chalk, not just my silly poems. And I talked to the mom. I approached her again and said, hey, can I have a moment of your time? And she said, sure, what can I help you with? And I told her the story of how there used to be a merry-go-round right where that xylophone is. And that's where I married my best girl. That merry-go-round is gone now, but it's still in my head. I can see it. You know, I can see her dress. I can see her smile. I can see her eyes. And the punks of Neenah keep destroying the xylophone. They keep ripping the mallets off. They must use bolt cutters. And that's just heinous. That's just evil. Freaking destroying the xylophone by snipping the mallets off with bolt cutters. That's pretty low. That's pretty sucky. So what I've done, and you probably saw me earlier in the videos, I have these little whammer hammers, I call them, and I take a magic marker on them and I write kindness has no limits, and I play music with them. And then when I see kids with brave parents or brave kids that approach me and I want to find their parents, and offer them one of the xylophone mallets so that people can keep making music at my park. So that little girl, she was happy to accept the xylophone hammer. She played some music. Don't record it, of course. I have rules to this, and I never, ever, ever record people without their permission. I'm not about posting people on internet. I'm not about shaming people. I'm about showing there's still kindness left in the world, and it needs to be seen, and it needs to be celebrated. So, one of my other favorite memories at this park is they have another merry-go-round now, but it's a piece of crap. It sucks. It's just terrible. It's like one of those safe merry-go-rounds, like the merry-go-rounds in the good old days when you and I were young. Man, those were centrifuges. They send you freaking flying. We're talking broken bones. We're talking concussions, missing teeth, compound fractures. The good old days. Merry-go-rounds now suck. They suck. They're low to the ground. They don't go fast. Terrible. But, and I might try to find the footage of it, because there's a video of me and my best girl on that crappy merry-go-round celebrating our anniversary, because our anniversary was just a couple of days ago. You know, today's the 4th of June, and our anniversary was the 1st of June. The parents of these little kids agreed to film us with their kids pushing us on the merry-go-round. There's like 3 or 4 adorable little kids just pushing us, my wife and myself, on the merry-go-round, and is one of my happiest memories here at this park. There's been a ton, but that one was amazing, and I hope I can find that footage and put it at the end of this video so you can see it, because yeah, I'm very grateful for being given the chance to be a dad late in life. I didn't think it was going to happen because, well, I am who I am, that's for sure. But now that I'm a dad, I realize I had a really, really, really great teacher and a really, really great example. Thanks for everything, Dad. I love you so much. I love you so much. Oh, one other thing. If you do make it to heaven before I do, there's a chance that might happen. I always thought you were going to be the one burying me because I'm the freaking idiot. I want you to ask everybody in heaven, what's the one word that should be written on my tombstone? I want you to think about that. I'm curious to hear as to what you think that should be. I love you, Dad. Talk to you soon.